You know, we're all taught this one basic path to financial success. Go to school, get good grades, and land a safe, secure job. But what if that advice, what if that whole path is actually a trap? Today, we're going to dive into a framework from Robert Kiyosaki that completely shatters that traditional view. It's called the Cashflow Quadrant, and honestly, it might just change the way you think about money forever.
This quote really gets right to the heart of it, doesn't it? The whole argument here is that where your income comes from isn't just a job title, it's a reflection of your deepest values. Think about it. Are you driven by a need for security, or is it a desire for freedom? Do you value being fiercely independent, or are you all about teamwork? The answer, whether you realize it or not, kind of determines your spot on this map.
So, according to this framework, every single person who earns money falls into one of four distinct categories. And each one has its own set of rules, its own mindset, and its own definition of what success even looks like. Understanding where you are today is the absolute first step to figuring out where you want to be tomorrow. Okay, let's break this down. On the left side, you've got E for employee. Pretty simple. You have a job. And right below that, S for self-employed or a specialist. This is where you own your job. Now on the right side, things get really different. B stands for business owner. You own a system that works for you. And I is for investor. Your money works for you. Just take a second here and think, which of these is the main way you bring in your income right now?
So you'll notice the quadrant is split right down the middle. And that vertical line, it represents this really deep conflict in core values. The left side, that's the employee and the self-employed, is all driven by the hunt for security. But the right side, for the business owner and investor, is driven by the pursuit of freedom.
Let's look a little closer at this split. Over on the left, the whole game is about trading your time for money. The big prize is a steady paycheck, benefits, and trying to avoid risk at all costs. But that security usually comes with a price tag, paying the most in taxes. Now on the right side, the focus completely shifts to building assets that generate passive income. It's all about managing risk, leveraging other people's time and money, and using legal tax strategies to your advantage. The rules of the game are just fundamentally different.
For the E quadrant, the defining emotion is really this deep need for security. And that often comes directly from fear, the fear of not being able to pay the bills. For an employee, the certainty of that guaranteed paycheck often feels way more valuable than the potential for more wealth. It's basically a trade. You're giving up some upside for stability.
The S quadrant. This is where you find those fiercely independent perfectionists. The specialist doctor, the high-powered lawyer, the freelance artist. They are the ultimate do-it-yourselfers. Their independence is their greatest strength, but it's also their biggest trap. Because if they stop working, whether it's for a vacation or because they get sick, their income stops too. They don't just have a job, they are the job.
This perfectly captures the huge mental shift you need to make to get to the B quadrant. See, unlike the S, who needs to be the smartest person in the room, a true business owner's skill is in building a solid system and then hiring experts to run it. Their goal is to make themselves redundant in their own business. Their mantra is simple: delegate, don't do.
And finally, we get to the I quadrant, the ultimate playground for creating wealth. Here, you don't work for money at all. Your money does all the heavy lifting for you. Investors make money with money. They turn capital into assets that generate even more capital, and it's completely separate from their time or effort. This is where true passive income lives.
So the big question is, how does someone cross over from that security-focused left side to the freedom-focused right? Well, it's not as simple as just changing jobs. It requires this massive internal shift in your core thinking, your skills, your whole worldview, really. It's the journey from working hard yourself to making your assets work hard for you.
To really get this journey, there's a simple little story that perfectly captures the difference between the S and B mindsets. It's the story of two guys, Ed and Bill, and it all boils down to one simple question. Are you spending your life hauling buckets, or are you building a pipeline?
Okay, so imagine a village that needs water. Ed, he immediately grabs 2 buckets and starts running back and forth to a lake a mile away. He works hard all day, every single day, and it makes a decent living. He's a bucket hauler. Bill, on the other hand, disappears for a year. He writes up a business plan, finds investors, and builds a pipeline to the village. When it's done, Bill's pipeline delivers cleaner water 24/7 for a fraction of the cost. And just like that, Ed, the hard worker, is out of a job.
See, Ed owned a job. Bill owned a system.
Building that pipeline requires a completely different set of skills than just hauling buckets. It's not about being the strongest or the fastest worker. It's about leadership, it's about financial intelligence, and it's about understanding systems. The most crucial skill is learning how to take that earned income from the left side and convert it into passive, income-generating assets on the right.
So all of this whole framework, it's all building towards one ultimate goal: financial freedom. And listen, it's not about becoming a millionaire overnight or having a flashy lifestyle. It's about fundamentally changing how you earn your money so you are no longer forced to trade your precious time for it. This is such a powerful way to redefine a common word. Wealth isn't measured in dollars, it's measured in time. So, if your monthly expenses are, say, $5,000 and you've got $20,000 in savings, your wealth is 4 months. The goal isn't just to have a big pile of money, it's to build assets that generate enough cash flow to cover your expenses forever.
And there it is. That's the finish line. When the passive income from your assets, your pipelines, is more than your living expenses, you've done it. You have achieved financial freedom. You've successfully moved to the right side of the quadrant. Your money is now doing the hard work, so you don't have to.
This whole framework leaves us with a really important question to think about. I want you to look at your own life. Where does your cash flow from right now? And more importantly, now that you've seen this map of what's possible, where do you want it to come from in the future? Because at the end of the day, true financial freedom isn't about how much you earn, it's all about how you earn it.